Ladies and gentlemen, this may be one of the most important videos you ever see. Because if the public is aware of what's going on and what's happening, the social engineers won't be able to get away with what they're up to. Now, one of the biggest attacks I've heard on Trump is that he hired a few people like Stephen Bannon and Mnuchin from Goldman Sachs, which is the biggest, most powerful banking cartel in the world, so he must be working for them. Let me give you some history before I give you the new news. Goldman Sachs gave 100% of their campaign money to Hillary, 0 to Trump. What's that tell you? He's not with Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan created the unelected global TPP corporate takeover. Trump just killed it. They want open borders. Trump's killing that. They want high taxes on middle class and poor people. Trump's killing that. They don't want local banks and credit unions loaning to small businesses. Trump's killing that. They don't want vaccine damage investigations. Trump's killing that. They want carbon taxes. Trump's killing that. And on and on. But still, they sit there and they shoot their big, corrupt, evil mouths off. And they sit there like we're dumbasses, like we don't know what's going on. And they push that Trump's going to implode the economy when Bloomberg, CNBC, AP, Reuters, every publication you could ever imagine in your life came out today and said, we're going to kill the Trump bubble. We're going to sabotage the Trump stock market that gained over $1 trillion to stop his movement. And we're going to raise interest rates to make sure the poor people don't get any money. And then we're going to blame him with it. And they think the public's so dumb, they admit their plan in the damn newspapers. Now listen, I've been supporting Trump for 2 years. I knew he was good when the globalists were out to get him. It wasn't a fake thing where they act like they were against him. But now, this has gotten crazy. And I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, I'm so upset I just missed my turn. I'm so upset I'm ready to throw up. The sick part of me just says, you know what? If the public doesn't want the big banks to loan to them, well, they've been hoarding your tax money. If the public doesn't want to get their taxes cut, if the public doesn't want to have a future, then fine. I mean, you look at the people that are against Trump, they're always the dumbed down fools. They're always people one step away from being homeless. I'm not against you if you buy a lottery ticket for fun, but it's the lottery ticket mentality that'll take their paycheck, spend it all on lottery tickets instead of baby formula. Those are your Democrats. And then the that dumbass, then the pseudo-intellectuals that sit there up on top of it and basically feed on those political slaves. Listen, I know what I'm talking about. In 20 years on air, I've come from nowhere outside the system to dominate. And I'm not bragging, but it's because I read their own white papers. I know what they stand for. But you look at these people, most of them don't have a clue. And they think if you're trying to spend time warning them about something, you must be actually screwing them. But I got to tell you, everybody that wants Trump to fail, his failure is your failure and the globalist success. Now, if you want to see all the documentation, it's on Infowars.com. I covered it all day long today on the radio for 3+ hours. And you can see all the headlines, and it's mind-blowing to see a group this out to get humanity. And now we're putting up with it. Let's let Rob do comment on this.
Well, I'm not surprised that this is happening at this point. Because, you look at a guy like Bannon, who hasn't been in Goldman Sachs for years. Mnuchin hasn't been in Goldman Sachs for years. But these guys went into the system and played it. And now they understand, if we're going to dismantle the system, this is what we have to do. And, I don't know about Mnuchin's comment where he's...
Yeah, if you want to blow up a dam, you hire the guy that built it.
Exactly. He did make a comment, we need to hire more IRS people. So that's an interesting comment. Now, did he make that to throw people off guard? Or did he make that...
No, go after the rich people.
Exactly. Or did he make that to where he's going to set up a system where they are going after the people who are cheating on their taxes? Because there's a lot of people doing it.
Well, no,
because the tax code's so freaking ridiculous.
They cut everybody that goes after the billionaires.
Exactly. Exactly. They go after the small people and they go after small business owners because those are the people that can't afford an army of lawyers to keep the IRS at bay.
Yeah. I mean, like Trump's cutting all the taxes on poor people, get rid of the carbon taxes. It's all about, he's telling banks to loan to little guys. He's saying, IRS, stop auditing poor people.
Well, and here's the thing. The Republicans are working with Goldman Sachs. They're going, oh, we might not be able to give you guys a tax cut now.
Oh, yeah, that's the rest of...
To get rid of Obamacare.
That's the rest of freezing the economy.
Exactly.
Is now they don't want a tax cut.
Well, they could do that. They could do that in a month. They could have that going.
Here's the deal. I spend my life studying this to the point of, like, I've told family to pick stocks and they've been successful. I don't buy stocks myself because I'm too busy. I mean, I really know what I call the election, as everybody knows. I called a lot of stuff that nobody else did because I go off the real data. Why do you think Trump knew he was going to win? Corporations have access to basically NSA level data and big aggregating systems where they can tell what's going on. And
look at this, Alex. Telemundo and CBS working together.
well, it's all merged, man. It's all race-based.
It's all one giant corporation telling you that open borders are good.
Yeah, because if you look at it, there's 7 billion poor people, and they want to come here. Mexico's rich compared to most poor countries. People have no idea. And now Austin's launching this Agenda 21 deal called Code Next, where you'll live in a 200 square foot or deal and pay more for that than 1,000 feet. And they call that giving you more. I mean, it's over.
And a lot of what it is, Alex, down in South Austin where I live, they want to tear down the old buildings and build new buildings right on the sidewalk, so there's no parking. It's all about getting rid of parking. So
they admit it's getting rid of cars.
It's all about getting rid of parking.
They say that. They go, we're not getting rid of auto-centric. That means you've got to be on buses. You've got to be in their systems to control your mobility. They don't want you going on trips. They don't want you traveling. Man, they're real a-holes, man. I got to tell you, it's unbelievable. Man, when you studied this, they're so anti-human. And then, like, they said Trump was a white supremacist and that the Patriots were white supremacists, even though most of the touchdowns got made by black guys. And now they're saying it's racist because Trump liked the Patriots that they won. What the? Because there's a white quarterback? It's like
game-winning touchdown was done by a black guy.
I know, but it's total race-baiting crap.
It's ridiculous, and it's because, Atlanta's got a high black population. There are a lot of black rappers there, so it automatically has to be a racial issue that the white quarterback, even though they both have white quarterbacks.
The NFL is 70% black.
Exactly.
I mean, like, God, is it 100%? Still, if it's from a city that isn't all black, it didn't win, what the hell are you talking about?
It's ridiculous.
It's total race-based brainwashing.
Although, I do think it's kind of weird that they came back from that large of a margin. It does make you think that, and we've talked about this before, that the NFL's fixed and it's all about...
they can have certain players and shaving and stuff, but something that big, it was a collapse. They dominate the first part, they lose the last.
They totally do.
That's how fights go.
Well, that's a young team puts all their energy out in the beginning because they don't know how to conserve.
Well, I was about to say, I can't tell you how many times I was winning a fight up front and then I lost it in the end, or how many times I was losing up front and I won in the end. It's always like that. Yeah. Seems like the fights I was winning up front, I always lost. The fights I was losing, I always won.
And you see that because the people that are losing suddenly go, hey, man, we got to turn this around. And the second half was a completely different ballgame. I didn't watch all of it. I just watched the end.
Yeah, no, I watched it at home, too. I mean, the whole point is that I just don't know what to say at this point.
But how do you turn football, which is mostly blacks in football, how do you turn that into a racist thing?
Well, listen, here's the deal. Infowars.com/show. Trump, by any yardstick, Ron Paul has said he's doing a great job trying to start the economy. Everything he's doing is trying to turn this country around from real economics for the little guy. And the elite are saying, hey, this is BS. They're going after him. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, who everybody claims he works for, when they gave him no money because he hired a few of their people to know how it runs. That's smart. It's been proven. Trump was right. He's got Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan trying to plunge the economy to hurt you and him, to repudiate the nationalist movement. They're telling the Brexit in the UK, you submit to us or we're going to stage major events against you. We're going to cause a depression in England. This is terrorism, economic terrorism. It's wrong. So Goldman Sachs practicing economic terrorism against Trump and the American people. That's the name of the YouTube video. Okay. Check it out for yourself, Infowars.com. Nightly News Tonight, 7 o'clock. If you're watching this transmission, they want to censor us. Spread those links, spread those videos. They hate it. We're having a huge effect. They've censored the Joe Rogan podcast, and it's not, even though it's #1 in all time, they're not showing it on iTunes or YouTube on the trending sites. That's a big deal. You're going to shoot a video about that. Yep. Infowars.com/show. They don't want this transmission getting out. We, the people of every color, can come together and have victory. I love you all.